Welcome, everyone. This is Betska K-Burr, the Guru Coach, together with my very handsome host from India, Delhi, India, Raj Vashisht. Welcome to Mindful Leadership Beyond Borders. I tell you, I don't remember the last time I was this excited about a topic and about a host. We have so much to learn from this incredible woman named Lisa Barnett. Let me introduce her to you. She is Reverend Lisa Barnett. She's the visionary founder of the Akashic Knowing School, where she guides individuals globally to tap into their personal soul wisdom. Think about that. Personal soul wisdom, using her 5-step Akashic prayer system for easy access into their Akashic record. And she's going to talk about what is an Akashic record in a moment, so hold on. Lisa is also the acclaimed author of 4 books on the Akashic Records. And with over 30 years of experience, she offers Akashic reading and quantum healing sessions to help heal trauma, release karma, and clear old soul contracts and vows. Very important. From my work, I really understand how important that is. Lisa excels in empowering clients to achieve greater happiness, abundance, and love in their lives by aligning with their soul plan. And her website is simply akashicknowing.com. So don't go there now. Listen to the podcast and then go to her website. Oh, dear. Lisa, it's such a joy. Now, please summarize for our viewers, what is the Akashic Records? What is that?
Yes, so the Akashic Record is the recording of your soul's journey throughout all time-space continuum. So if you can just imagine that, say you were born as a little tiny baby and they implanted a little video recorder in your head, which will probably be happening soon. And every night at the end of the day, that video would be uploaded into an etheric library or into the cloud. And so day after day after day after day, everything is recorded of you throughout your whole life, from your birth to your death, from actually even in utero. But not just this life, every lifetime you've ever had on this planet and other realms, other worlds, other planets and realms. It's a huge multiverse out there. And so everything you've ever been and done as a soul is recorded, and you have your very own personal Akashic library filled with millions of videos or books, however you like to see that. And you also have a whole team of beautiful, pure light souls who are in support of only you. They are your record keepers. They are the librarians of your Akashic library.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. Imagine, folks, you know how you go to a human library here, right? And look up some topic on elephants or something, right? And you can go into your own library of all your past lives. Maybe you came from other planets. Maybe you're a star seed. Who knows, right? And you can see your whole journey. That's pretty exciting. Now, let's talk about soul plan, because I noticed with your books that is very important. So tell us about what is the soul plan and why do we write one?
So every time we come to Earth, and most of us who are on a spiritual path in this life have been on Earth at least 500 or more lifetimes. So 500, 800, even 1,000, which sounds a little crazy, but we keep coming back often to be of service and to help. And of course, to learn and to grow. We want to support other people. We have things we want to learn. So we write a plan, because this is a very valuable gift to get to come into a human body and live on this planet, right? We might think 7 billion people, that's a lot, but you have the multiverse out there filled with souls. right? You can't even put a number on that. And so we want to come here, we want to do work, we want to help other people. And so this is one of my latest books, Your Soul Has a Plan, Awakening to Your Life Purpose Through the Akashic Records. And the interesting thing is that your purpose is not to do one thing. Your purpose is actually to understand and complete your soul's plan. And that plan includes 50, 100 soul contracts with other people. You write soul contracts with your parents, with your siblings, with your partners, your spouses, your children, your best friends. We write a ton of them, and some of them are to support each other, and some of them have karma attached. Yeah. And what that means is that I want to learn something through my relationship with you. So imagine if you were born into a family and you had, let's just say, an alcoholic parent. That is not because you're a victim. That is not a random act. The truth is that your soul put that into its plan because your soul had some work to do around, say, alcoholism. And so that means that you may very likely have a soul contract to help and support that parent. To maybe the idea was that, oh, I am bringing so much light that my parent will wake up in love and give up their alcohol. Or, and that might have been part of the contract, and it may not come to fruition because that parent may need to do a lot of their own personal work. Yeah. Mm-hmm. To be able to even open to that aspect of love and light that you are holding as a beautiful soul. Mm-hmm. And so we also may want to learn and understand more about that karmic pattern, whether it's about alcoholism, addiction, emotional pain, trauma, what triggered the alcoholism in that parent? Do you have those patterns? Are they getting triggered in you, right? All of these things we want to learn about as an ancient infinite soul. And so we are actually studying. Yeah.
We're studying, yeah. But how does that soul plan, how does the soul write all of this, create this plan?
Right. How is that created? So before you embody, imagine that you get together with hundreds of other souls that you are part of your soul family. There's actually a few thousand souls in our soul family, that soul group. There are many souls you've met in other lifetimes here on Earth. There are souls that we've, of course, said that we would support because we've loved them deeply in other lifetimes. There are all these different kinds of souls, people we've had these karmic patterns with. Maybe you were the alcoholic in a lifetime, and your child was trying to help break you free of that addictive pattern, and maybe they helped you and you said, okay, now we're going to flip roles, right? We always do both sides of the coin. If you have an alcoholic parent, you have been an alcoholic yourself. We do everything. That's why it takes us 500 lives to work through all of this. So we're literally talking with these souls, deciding who's going to do what and play what role in this lifetime.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So we are writing this all before we come in, knowing that we're all on our way down.
And are all those souls in the Akashic Records area? Is that where they're meeting and having this dialogue and creating? Or are they at different levels of consciousness?
You're right. So to me, it's kind of everything is part of the quantum field. And so I would say they're a little bit less like a world or a place. But yes, we energetically can call and come together. And so it feels like we meet in the place where souls are returning and saying, oh, we're all going back in the next 10 years or 50 years, right? Because of course you made a contract with your mother and your father. Usually, sometimes those contracts are very short-lived, and even that is part of the plan. You may write a contract to be born to a woman who puts you up for adoption, right? It's part of a karmic pattern.
Right. Yes. Yes.
And so so we do come together energetically, of course, because there is no time and space in the quantum field. So we're coming, I say coming together, but again, we're very etheric beings. And
Exactly.
So, but we're able to communicate, to decide, to choose, to write these plans, to make these contracts, to figure out what we want to do and how we want to do it. And we have we write so many contracts because not all of them will come to fruition. Right? Okay. You might write a half a dozen contracts to have significant intimate relationships. So husbands, wives, significant partnerships, whether you marry or not. And so you might write a dozen of them because we're a very mobile society at this time in history. Maybe 500 years ago, we only wrote 2 or 3 because no one ever left their village. Right?
But now, wow.
Right. So we kind of make backup plans because there's always so much to do. It's not like you have one thing to do.
So right? So that soul purpose and accessing the Akashic Records will tell us why we've come to this life this time. Yes?
Correct. Yes. Yep. And because again, it's complex, it's not like you can really sit down and read the whole book in one sitting. And that's why I teach people to do this work for themselves, because it's a process. It's something such as, and of course I do Akashic readings and quantum healings for clients all the time. But so someone might come, interesting, just the other day, I had a client who has gone through he's just started to awaken in the last few years and really realized there was more than just his kind of tech business. And then, and his wife was not awake at all. And so he found a new community and met other people and kind of strayed from his marriage and family, right? And then realized, oh my gosh, this is not a good thing to do karmically, right?
No.
So he wanted to know and came and asked, do I have a soul contract with the other woman? Do I still have a soul contract with my wife? What are my contracts with my children? What about my next steps in my business? And so we open his Akashic Records and ask all of these different types of questions.
Wow.
And so we understand things kind of as we're going through them. Often people come to me because they have, say, a lot of trauma in their lives, whether they want to get divorced because their marriage feels like it's been completed after 25 or 30 years. And they don't want to, again, it's kind of like, well, I don't want to create any new karmic patterns. Is this contract complete? And I think the thing that's important to realize is that often our contracts are not for a whole lifetime. One, we live so much longer again now than we used to.
Yeah. Yep.
And we have lots to do. So we often write numerous contracts. And not only if you've got a contract with 2 people and one person is not living up to their side of the contract, then that contract can become null and void. And so I see that with some relationships and marriages. Even when we talked about the alcoholic parent, if they are not waking up and choosing to get some help and trying to do something different, if they're just like, forget it, I'm just happy in the bottle, that contract becomes null and void in this lifetime. And if you are the one who is trying to be of service and help and support that other person, whatever the story is, you are free to go. and the other person needs to complete that contract for themselves, probably with other souls that they've written subcontracts with.
Yeah, very good. So, Raj, wouldn't it be interesting to know what our contract is? Our contract, Raj and Betska, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Like, how did we meet? And here we've been running this podcast for 5 years, and it's all fascinating. Well, listen, folks, we're going to take a brief pause, and we're going to be back with Lisa Barnett in part 2. So stay tuned.